Chief Mrs. Grace Eben Delano, born on November 13, 1935 in Kaduna, is a United Kingdom-trained and renowned Nigerian nurse and midwife. She's a trailblazer in pioneering family planning and reproductive health services in Nigeria with over 5 decades of experience. She grew up in a family that valued education, despite her mother having limited schooling. She won a scholarship enabling her to attend advanced schools, including Abeokuta Grammar School. She furthered her education in England, where she was trained as a nurse and midwife. She joined the University College Hospital, Ibadan, as a maternity staff nurse, leading the first university teaching hospital family planning program in Nigeria. Domiciled in Fertility Research Unit with Prof. Aladiper A. Ladiper. She served the college for over 30 years before retiring. In 1989, she co-founded Association for Reproductive and Family Health AF, serving as executive director and vice president. With support from many international agencies with Prof. Ladiper, she pioneered the task shifting in healthcare with the community and market-based distribution of family planning services. This project was implemented in many communities and markets in about 15 Nigerian states. In addition was the pioneering efforts in adolescent sexual and reproductive health, a path that many organizations and the government could not thread. Many years later, the government bought into this intervention, leading to the introduction of sexuality education in public secondary schools nationwide. Mrs. Delano is a consultant on reproductive health and family health to many international organizations working in Nigeria and other African countries. She authored numerous books and articles on women's health and family planning, one of which became a manual in schools, now colleges of nursing and midwifery, across Nigeria. She is a key figure in the development of many national training curriculum in reproductive health and family planning in Nigeria, and standard of practice for the delivery of family planning services. Mrs. Delano is a voice and advocate of women empowerment and gender equality. In recognition of her work are such awards and honors, such as W.H.O. Sasakawa Health Award 1993, Florence Nightingale Award 1997, Pathfinder Millennium Award 2000, Fellow, West African College of Nursing and Fellow, Institute for Humanitarian Studies and Social Development. Mrs. Delano's dedication to reproductive health and family planning has earned her recognition as a veteran leader in Nigeria, inspiring generations of healthcare professionals within and outside Nigeria. Chief Mrs. Eben Delano elevated the nursing profession to greater heights, walking tall among other health professionals, and refused to be shoved aside. This is a training she gave to every nurse and made nursing endearing to many in her early years as a practicing nurse and midwife. She is an accomplished family planning service provider, mentor, teacher, trainer, supporter, encourager, homemaker and keeper, inspirational leader and distinguished administrator and excellent manager of people.
This morning, 13th of November 2025, it is my pleasure to give a goodwill message for the 90th birthday of Chief Mrs. Grace Delano. Chief Mrs. Grace Delano, as you celebrate your 90th birthday on this terrestrial plane, we lift our voices to sing songs of praise to the Almighty Jehovah, not merely to mark the passage of another year, but to celebrate the exquisite tapestry of achievements woven by you in your lifetime. Our partnership led to several awards. For example, the first African to receive the WHO Sasakawa Award, chieftaincy titles, and the establishment of AF, the Association for Reproductive and Family Health, which without any doubt has emerged as one of the best local NGOs, renowned for efficient implementation of projects, capacity building, and transparency and accountability.
I had the opportunity to work with Chief Mrs. Grace Delano. She was then the matron in charge of the family planning unit in the outpatient clinic. What I can say about her from that time is that she's been a very, very active person, very, very dedicated person, somebody who believes very strongly in the reproductive health of, particularly of women, somebody who campaigned vigorously for women to have pregnancies by choice and not by chance.
Mrs. Delano is a high-value woman who presents herself all the time as somebody with an excellent spirit. Her standard for performance has always been high. I started my career in development in 1989 with the generous support of Chief Mrs. Delano and Professor O.A. Ladipo. Having come from a very different background to health, I was able, through the mentorship, coaching, and support of Chief Mrs. Delano, to become, at the highest level of my career, a chief of party and program leader. Mama Delano is a thorough professional. She's a stickler for standards and excellent delivery. One of the things that really endears me to Mama Delano is her emphasis that leading women should make all efforts to also be good homemakers. She supported us, about 30 or 40 women working with her at the time, in ensuring that the home front was always covered. There's a principle that we formed called ecology. Mama Delano ensured that we balanced our professional, personal, and marital lives.
What I really cherish about Mrs. Delano is that she had genuine concerns for people, especially the women, orphans, and vulnerable children, and those men of God. I can testify to the fact that well ahead of the Beijing Conference for Women, Mrs. Delano has actually stood out to become a woman, the women leader, trying to fight for the rights of women and also for the emancipation of Nigerian women. She truly had the interest of the widows, and most of the time, any widow that Mama comes across, she will try to make her life to be better than what it had been. What else can we say about a woman that had shaped a lot of professionals in the field of reproductive health? We want to celebrate you because a lot of us are occupying the most privileged positions, not because we were qualified enough for it, but because we were able to learn under your mentorship.
Whenever the successes in the Ministry of Education are being highlighted, the positive impact of ARF through Mama Delano's efforts always occupy an expansive space. Our path crossed in 1994 with the introduction of life planning education in 4 public secondary schools in Oyo State as a pilot project at the request of the Ministry of Education following various incidences of adolescent reproductive health challenges among in-school youth then. The program, which was funded by DFID, was implemented between the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health in collaboration with ARF, the first of its kind in the Federation. The program, due to its wide acceptance and popularity by policymakers, parents, principals, teachers, and students, scaled up to 131 public secondary schools out of the then 326 public secondary schools in the state, and later became expanded life planning education. It is worthy to state that the successes and achievements recorded so far on the program encourage federal agencies and development partners such as NYC and UNICEF to key into the program and organize PET program at all NYC camps for every batch of core members who deliver life planning education in their various schools of primary assignments.
As the mother of family planning in Nigeria, Dr. Delano contributed to establishing many happy families across Oyo State and beyond. She has contributed to sexual and reproductive health education and knowledge as an educator, as a researcher, and an author. Her cherish you, my dear Mama. Your legacy is good testimony of a successful life.
She's a great head hunter for talent. And that is an attestation that almost everyone who worked with Mrs. Delano ended up being a celebrated success themselves.
I'm a living witness. Mama was the architect of my getting appointment and working with Pathfinder International for a long time.
She wished that everyone should be academician, and she influenced many of us into working for her PhD program even in later years. Mama encouraged me to go and do masters, even that was after my marriage. She said to me, Ire, ṣé tó bá dẹ̀ ti bí tó gbà tó dẹ̀ bímọ tán ṣó dẹ̀ ní lọ kàwé sí? She gave me the encouragement. She gave me the support that I needed to do my masters. And all through my years and a half, Mama gave me and my other colleagues support. Mama is a wonderful team player. I recall when we were implementing the expanded life planning education project in Oyo State. Mama will ask us, have you invited these people? Have you written your letters to this organization? Have you sent them IVs? We will be thinking about the cost implications. Mama will not be thinking about that per se. She was out there to ensure that people are given opportunity to learn. I recall her saying, ẹ pè wọ́n wá, ẹ pè wọ́n wá, ojú ọ̀run tẹ́yẹ fò láì fagagbága. Meaning that the space out there is wide enough for the players to work together without having issues.
I remember while working in ARF, there was this day I was supposed to be editing the annual report with one of the people who printed it. And as I turned back, I just saw you right behind me like, okay, let's go and do this together. You were so many things wrapped in one. I would gladly call you a professor of sorts because you knew virtually everything about everything. It was a pleasure working with you, Ma. Even though initially I felt, oh, Mama can be so hard. But it was for a good cause. You didn't give up on anybody. You pushed until you got the very best from people.
Mrs. Delano and I are paths crossed in 1982 when she presented to me the Alalade Award as the best graduating student in theory and practice of midwifery. And then she said to me, Ire ọmọ tó mọ̀wé báyìí, wá bá mi ṣiṣẹ́. And that's how I joined the fertility research unit at the UCH then. She at UCH, Mrs. Delano encouraged all of us. She taught us hard work. She taught us confidence. She taught us how to stand shoulder high with other professionals. She told us that if anybody calls us ordinary nurses, we should tell them that we are extraordinary nurses. Mrs. Delano encouraged all of us to go and achieve more degrees. For me, I was able to do my 3 degrees because Mrs. Delano encouraged me. For my PhD, Mrs. Delano pushed me, and I had to go and give my certificate. I said, Mama, I've achieved the PhD. This is what I had always wanted. And then she jumped up. She celebrated me. You will have thought that I'm one of her biological daughter.
Working with you was not like that of a boss relationship. It was more like a mother. You've continued to play that motherly role. We celebrate with you today because you've continued to be a joy and blessing to many generations. You've been a mentor, an inspiration, a true mother. You are a go-getter. Madina is a go-getter. She does not understand the word is not possible. Impossibility is not in her diary. She will tell you if you apply your mind there, if you work very hard, you will achieve it. And that principle has resonated with us, has kept us going. You instilled in us that spirit of diligence, commitment, dedication, and above all, accountability.
integrity, doing the right thing when no one is watching. Mommy, that you stand for all these values. And I give glory to God for the day that my path crossed yours. I remember the first time I joined out, the first day I met you, and when I became your personal assistant. Since that time, you've continued to prune, continued to encourage me to build my capacity up to I am today.
Mama is a mother. Mama is a mother. Take it from me. When I was pregnant for my last child, during the third trimester, I had my feet was swollen. Mama just noticed it, and she said, "Ṣé kí Múrí wá gbé ẹ lọ sí hospital?" The doctor said, the situation will go when I deliver. She said she knows, but you are not supposed to be putting your leg on the like this. The next thing, the following morning, Mama was just coming straight to my office, and she came with a very low stool with cushion, and said, "This is where you'll be putting your leg, so that you won't rest, your leg will not just go down, so that the leg will not continue to swell more." So that is that. And when I delivered, Mama was monitoring me. Anytime she's coming, she will first come to my office and check. How are you today? How are you feeling today? You know, things like that. Motherly care. You know, she actually demonstrated a passion, you know, for nursing, being a nurse midwife. And when I delivered at Oluyoro Catholic Hospital, Mama was the first person. It was raining badly that day. Mama was the first person to check on me, and I was still in the labor room. And Mama said, "Ṣé kí n wọlé ni? Ṣèbó ti bímọ, kí ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀?"
I gave birth to a set of twins. That time, my husband was not around as well, so which means that the only family that I have is actually the association. My colleagues at Association for Reproductive and Family Health. So I told the nurse to put a call through to Mama Delano that I delivered. And Mama Delano is like, nọ́ọ̀sì yìí dẹ̀ ń parọ́. Ogunláyì tí mo ṣì rí láàárọ̀ yìí tó ń ru ikùn káàkiri. Ibo ló ti fẹ́ bímọ? Then the nurse said, because I was there when the nurse called, the nurse said, I'm the one, was the one that took the delivery. You know, she has delivered a set of twins and stuff. Then I heard Mama over the phone say, "Ẹ̀yin èèyàn ẹ gbà mí o, wọ́n mà l'Ógúnláyì ti bí ìbejì o, ó yẹ ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ wò ó." And everybody, you know, even including me, I busted with laughter, and everybody at the hospital were all laughing. And like, who is this woman, you know, and the stuff. So eventually, Mama came with Mama Udo of blessed memory, and other colleagues at the hospital with bouquet of flowers, cards, gifts, you know, to visit me at the hospital. And of course, as a mother, she took very good care of me. Then thereafter, then we had the naming ceremony, and of course, Mama led our colleagues at HAF to, you know, to join us in the celebration, and that was when she named my twins, Boluwatiwi and Boluwatife.
I first met Mama in 1994 at the post-Cairo conference hosted by the Federal Ministry of Health. She was invited as one of the speakers at that conference, and I was a member of the secretariat. She just called me and said, "I have a presentation. Mi ò mà tíì ṣe nǹkan kan." And I said, "Ma, so what do you want us to do? How can I be of help?" Her topic was on adolescent reproductive health. I can't remember how that topic was actually framed. But I said, "Mama, it's possible that if you just tell me a few things, we'll be able to put the presentation together." So she gave me a few hints, gave me some materials, and together we were able to put the presentation together. I gave it to her, she vetted, we corrected, and she made that presentation, and she was very grateful. And that was just it. We never discussed anything. But fate was to bring us each other's way again. I got just fed up with working with the Federal Ministry of Health, and I came to Ibadan, and I felt, well, maybe I can apply to AF, you know, as a program officer or whatever, you know, position I could be offered at that time. So I wrote my application and came to AF.
And then I was at the old building where Cotton Hotel is now. And as I entered, for people who have the geography of that place, in their head, you will see that the moment you enter after Baba Osuji, the next foyer you enter, Mama will directly see you. And as I entered, she saw me from her office and she said, Ara Fedra Beleo, Abofeba Mishishe. And I said, well, this is how God works. So I said, Ma, I don't mind to work in half. And she said, Oja Oluma Bere. I mean, that was a big shocking. So I went into her office, we discussed, and I handed over my application, and that was just it. But Mama said something very profound on that day. She said, all of you that are here, even if we don't have any project in the next 5 years, I can pay your salary. I mean, that was very, very surprising to me, because I was coming into an environment that I wasn't even too sure what the prospects or what the career prospect was. But to God be the glory. I joined AF, and that was how a path to another career started. Mrs. Delano is a fantastic person, a mother, a mentor, a coach, a corrector. And if you are just willing to learn, you can learn so much from Mrs. Delano. And I want to use this opportunity to say thank you so much, Mama, for what you put in me, what you invested in me. I can never forget you. Whatever I may be today, it all started with you. And I remember that, when we were to lay the foundation of our house, you were there. And that is a spirit of excellence.
Chief Mrs. Grace Delano, you are a living proof that time, when spent in building people, becomes eternal. To many, she's a pioneer, a nurse, a midwife, a visionary who shaped family planning and reproductive health in Nigeria. But to me, she's more than a legend in a textbook. She's a guiding light who opened doors that changed the course of my life. Working under her leadership was like studying at the University of Wisdom. You believe in excellence, but also in empathy. As we celebrate your 90 years today, Grandma, I want to say thank you for believing in me, for giving me the chance to stand taller than I ever thought I could.
Thank you for all that you have been doing for everyone around you. Thank you for being very selfless. Thank you for being very loving. Thank you for pushing us to bring the best out of us. Thank you for being my role model, a great mentor. Thank you.
Chief Mrs. Delano, tí wọ́n pé àádọ́rùn ọdún lórílẹ̀ èpẹ̀ àti yẹn kú oríire o. Ẹ̀mí yóò gùn fún wa. À ń dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun tẹ́ ẹ gbé ṣe nínú ẹgbẹ́ wa. Nígbà tí àwọn ènìyàn sọ pé ta ló ń jẹ́ agbẹ̀bí, ẹ sì dúró tì wá. Èmi lẹ mú mi lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ Pọfẹ́sọ̀ Olúkọ̀yọ̀rọ̀ Aṣọ̀nkútì kí Ọlọ́run ó fọ̀run kẹ́ wọn. Pọfẹ́sọ̀ Olúkọ̀yọ̀rọ̀ Aṣọ̀nkútì dẹ̀ fún mi ní lẹ́tà lọ sí Federal Ministry of Health ní Àbújá. Ibẹ̀ ni Federal Ministry of Health ní Àbújá náà tó fún mi concept letter lọ sí Corporate Affairs Àbújá. Ìgbà náà ni wọ́n rẹ́gísítà ẹgbẹ́ wa. Láti ìgbà tí ẹ sì ti ń kó wa jẹ, ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ń tì wá lẹ́yìn káàkiri. Wa náà sì bá ní lójú jẹ́. Gbogbo ibi tí ẹ ti ròyìn wa dé, wà á débẹ̀ inú wọn dùn pẹ̀lú wa. Ẹ ṣé àmọ́ lóore o. Èmi yóò gùn fún wa. Gbogbo ọdún kan ni yóò jẹ́ fún yín o. Ó ti tẹ́ pẹ́ láyé tó ẹ̀mí ọwọ́ yín gbọ́mọ sí. Ẹgbẹ́ wa náà ní dàrú o. A máa rírì yín o. Congratulations. Ọdún kan ni yóò jẹ́ fún yín.
Happy birthday to a special person, Chief Dr. Mrs. Delano. Omotosho Gbolagade, the Executive Director of Family Health and Population Action Committee, FAPAC, wishing our indefatigable Mama, Sweet 16, her nickname, Chief Dr. Mrs. Delano, a very happy and blessed 90th birthday.
Happy birthday, Mommy Delano.
Congratulations to our Sweet 16 on her 90th birthday. Age gracefully and gloriously in Sanjel's darling mommy.
Mama, I wish you a happy birthday
I wish you many more years in good health of mind and body, and may your generation yet unborn continue to enjoy and reap the goodness that you have given to other people. Happy 90th birthday to Mommy Delano. Sweet 16, always beautiful.
Happy 90th year anniversary. I want to give glory to God for your life.
Happy birthday. Congratulations to our dearest mother, mentor, and our outstanding leader and progenitor of ARF. I rejoice with you today as you attain the remarkable age of 90. It is indeed a privilege for you to attain this age. And we thank God that we are celebrating your 90th birthday while you are still alive.
To achieve 90 years in a country where the average age of women is 56 truly deserves immense gratitude to Almighty God. And may He continue to preserve you.